Hello, and welcome back to GOTY. It's GOTY season. GOTY 2025. Look alive. We got the GOTY this year. Calling it GOTY 2025. The games that came from the cold. We have exactly 20 games up on the block this year. You know how it works. I'm gonna go one by one, eliminate the games one by one, and then we're gonna find out the best game I played in 2025, and then I'm gonna stack it up, that winner up against the previous winner, that goes up against all the GOTY winners, because this is a lifelong quest to find the greatest game of all time. So the games this year we got are in alphabetical order. We got Alan Wake 2, Astrobot, Bomb Rush Cyberpunk, Claire Obscure Expedition 33, Dark Souls 2, Death Stranding, Despelote, The Evil Within, Fly Night, I Am Your Beast, Jusant, Marvel Rivals, Milk Inside a Bag of Milk Inside a Bag of Milk, Monster Hunter Wilds, Mouthwashing, Resident Evil 4 Remake, Sayonara Wild Hearts, Sonic X Shadow Generations, Sword of the Sea, and Witcher 3. These are all the games that I finished, I hit the final credits for, and I'm gonna just go through the list, say what I have to say about each one, and it'll be difficult, but we're gonna find out what the best game I played this year is. First cut, the no-brainer, Sayonara Wild Hearts. This has been like a game that's been in like that soft indie graphic rhythm game kind of sphere. Let me write it down. But when I finally got to play it, it finally came to PS Plus after I've known about it for years. Just did not hit me. There are games that done the rhythm, emotional album, rhythm game thing better. I thought the graphics were pretty boring. I thought the music was pretty bland. But who am I to talk? And I thought it was just it was even more basic mini games than ever. Even for rhythm games, they the mini games and the way you interact with the rhythm of the music was so boring. It was just Temple Run. You weren't using the rhythm in any really way weren't using the rhythm to affect the gameplay. You were just moving to the rhythm. You were just which you can do dancing, right? Which is not a video game. It's a dance, which some people might think it's good, but you can just dance without the video game part. When I play a rhythm game, I can go to the club. Yeah, I can go to the club and dance. When I'm playing a rhythm game, I want the game part of my rhythm. I want the tactileness. This was just like listening to a bad album, except you had to play it, so it was even more boring and more tedious. So yeah, that's my first cut, Sayonara Wild Hearts. Now the game's good. Now, genuinely, I had a great time playing every single game on this list. That was really the only game that I did not like. So, I'd say, you're pretty good playing any game after this. Honestly, my next cut... Also, if you want to take a look at the list, here's the list. If you want to screenshot that to look at it later. So we got... Played a lot of good games. Played a lot of narratively good games, but a lot of games with really good atmosphere. I would say a lot of the best games I played were really graphically intensive, but they also were a lot more than the sum of their parts. the best games that I played this year. So it's kind of hard right now. But I think I will cut Sonic X Shadow Generations. So I played Sonic Generations when I was younger. Um, I got this from the library just because I wanted to play the Shadow part, and the Shadow part was good. It was like a smaller version of Sonic Frontiers. There was like a mini world, there were stages, there was music, and it was fun to play as Shadow, and there were a lot of really good fan servicey moments and cutscenes, and I just thought it was a really good time and really short. It is a remake, so I'm gonna cut it here. But yeah, Sonic X Shadow Generations there. Next, I'm gonna do Milk Inside a Bag of Milk Inside a Bag of Milk. No, it's a very fun, not really fun, it's a very like uncomfortable short horror game with, you know, pretty good twist, and, you know, it's short. It's like, you know, I approach these short horror games as just watching like a short horror movie or any horror movie. You're always gonna have like the one part of the game that makes you go like, oh my god, like gaming as a medium is so good. It's like really bright. And then you're just gonna get like a bunch of basic horror stuff. This game is pretty good. There is a sequel I haven't played it. I gotta be in like a certain mood to play a short horror game. Um, just gotta be ready to be in that headspace for a while. But that one was pretty good. So the next cut is gonna be damn. Next cut is gonna be I Am Your Beast. I liked this game because it felt like first person Hotline Miami. And I've been really, you know, Hotline Miami isn't about the 2D top down shooting, because I play a lot of top down 2D shooters. It's not really about how good that feels, it is about how good it feels to navigate an intense, hostile environment where you can get shot from anywhere and you have to do it a bunch of times and prep, and eventually from doing that you enter the flow state to beat the level, or you stay like, you can do like the super prepared way of going into level and killing everything, or you can do the flow state where you just go in and kill everything and try to get it all in one run. So yeah, this has been like the true Hotline Miami successor more than any other like top-down shooter that's kind of trying to be like Hotline Miami has done it before. It was just really good, really fun, pretty solid story. Can't really think of anything else to say other than it was fun to shoot guys. It was fun to shoot guys in this. Okay, there's kind of two sides to this GOTY list. There's like the big AAA games I played, then there's like the smaller indie games I played, and there's not really an in-between, except for one game that conquers the in-between between those. But yeah, it's hard because I don't want to put all the indie games at the bottom, even though that's where my mind wants to go. I'm trying to think if there were ones that were better than the bigger games I played this year, but the bigger games I played this year were really good, and I played a lot of big games this year that were like foundational to like the gaming, like modern gaming, and I played a lot of movers and shakers this year, as you'll see later. So, as you probably already heard, so I'm just interested to see where this list is going. So we got 4 down. Looking for the bottom 5th game I played this year. Do you know what? It's got to be mouth-washing. I mean, I liked it. I liked it. I didn't have my mind blown, but I really liked it, and I really like its success and how it's kind of opening the like short horror, narrative horror game world. I feel like there's a lot of effective storytelling that can be done in there, and I think the story of this game is told incredibly well. Um, I think its strongest aspect is its script. The world looks cool, the graphics look cool, but man, that script just knows when to twist and turn, um, without having it to be smart, without having it to be next level, without having it to be really neurotic. Um, it just didn't overthink itself, and I really admire that about it. I could beat it in one night, which I really like. I just played too many good things this year. This year, my gaming habits, they kind of like, I stopped trying to like find a game to play all the time. And I would actually, this is unbelievable, I would go days without playing video games. Like, I would go months without beating a game. And that was new for me. People tell me you're gonna grow up, you're gonna just stop playing video games. And yeah, there were like a couple of months I just didn't play games. I was just doing other shit, which is fine. I like want to play games, but I mean, compared to the other years that I've played, like, this is definitely the least amount of games I played. Played a lot of good games, but, you know, I've definitely taken a little back seat from gaming a bit. We still got 20 games for the GOTY. Like, if you can play 20 good games in a year, most people don't even play one good game in a year. Really think on that. Think of someone you know that hasn't played one good game this year, probably. Okay. Next up, I'm gonna go. Yeah, I can't let this go higher. At 15, the 15 spot out of 20, Marvel Rivals. I loved it for a bit. After that X-Men, I'm an X-Men guy. After that X-Men season, I just fell off. I just fell off. They were just feeding me too much of a good thing, too many cosmetics, too many battle passes, too many quests, too many item shops, a little too many heroes, and I just fell off. I just got tired. But while I played it, it was fun. I don't have anything new to say about it that hasn't already said. Um, Incredibly fun, addicting game. Those character designs, oh my god. Um, I'll be a Magic main forever. And that's all I gotta say on that one. Next up, this is actually perfect. Next up is Bomb Rush Cyberpunk. This is another game. I feel like I don't really have anything new to say on it. It was stylish, fun. It was short and it was kinetic. Um, I I was kind of down when I was playing this game, and it really just helped me think about other stuff. It really helped me put on a TV show. Um, I really don't have anything to say other than I think this game kind of beat the TikTok wave in like drum and bass PS1 graphics, like before it became mainstream. I think this game was like one of the first times where the game was ahead of the trend. Uh, Video games were ahead of the trends and made the trends, um, instead of just following the trends and being like a couple of years behind. This game came out pretty like I think 2019. I think it came out before 2022, during Prime Jungle Base, but I don't think we get like Neon White without this game. I don't think we get. I don't have anything else, but I don't think we get games like Neon White and those other type of like stylish, smooth indie games without this. Um, Definitely one of the first like 3D PS1 indie game titles that showed people you can just copy something completely, put it out and be successful. And it's kind of started that PS1 wave that we're kind of seeing now of video games, of indie games, like the 3D graphics. So it was really fun. That's all I have to say. I watched a lot of Portlandia while playing this game, which Portlandia is way better than this game. Alrighty. Bomb Rush. Next up. I love this list. This list is being very good. I'm gonna cut this game called Fly Night. This little game called Fly Night. I didn't even get this on my radar. I played it with some of my friends, and it's one of those games where you play it and you can beat it in a day. And if you're watching this, you probably know about the Friend Slop video game title. And this game is kind of like that. It's definitely more fun with friends, but if anything, it's just a really short, like 3-hour game you can play with your friends. That feels like the old Elder Scrolls, and I've never played the older Elder Scrolls, so to play it like that, or to play that felt new. Like the mechanics felt new to me, the first person bow and arrow and slashing felt new to me. I'm not really an Elder Scrolls guy, so I've never really played that first person fantasy before. But the world was cool, it was fun, there's some good lore. Well, the lore was fun to learn, and I played it with friends, which is always makes something better. So I don't have much to say. That's Fly Night. It was pretty fire. It was pretty fire. Okay. Next up, we got. I don't want to know what's going through my head. Okay, next up, another indie game, 3D graphics. We got Sword of the Sea. I actually wrote about this on my Medium account, which has a lot deeper thoughts. But this was a fun, quick little indie game. I just love the concept of it. Like, it's giving me so much to fixate on when I'm just imagining having superpowers, like the swordsman of the sea, like making, like surfing your sword, being on waves. The game is just from the developers of Journey, so it's one of those like walking around in a pretty environment games, except you get to surf on your sword that makes waves, and you just have to restore this polluted, not polluted, this like post-apocalyptic environment with water and like sea and fish and animals. And it was fun. It was fun and relaxing, and you can do tricks. And I found out the lead designer of this, his dad was a landscape painter. So he was talking about in an interview of like games as paintings. And this one really felt like less of a game. It felt like just like a long museum walk. Like when you just look at a painting for a few hours. Or when not a few hours, when you take time to look at a painting and you relax in it. This game made that relaxed feeling be able to stretch out to 3 hours. I didn't want to like get up and leave and look at another painting. So that's why I like Sword of the Sea. Coming up. It's the midway. It's my number 10 pick. Alright. Sword of the Sea. Special award to Sword of the Sea. The number 11th game of the year. Right. Couldn't break the top 10. Well, the top 10 games I played this year. But it did get a special spot, that number 11th. It beat out some big boys. Like, it beat out Marvel Rivals. But I feel like if you know with these next few games, like, but I feel like I'm very proud I put that at 11. That makes me happy, that pick. But, alright. Next are my top 10 games of 2026. So far we have at 20, Sayonara Wild Hearts. 19, Sonic X Shadow Generations. 18, Inside a Bag of Milk, Inside a Bag of Milk, Inside a Bag of Milk. 17, I'm Your Beast. 16, Mouthwashing. 15, Marvel Rivals. 14, Bomb Rush Cyberpunk. 13, Fly Night. No, 12, Fly Night. At 11, 12 Fly Night, 11th Sword of the Sea. Big Ten, the Big Ten's coming up. So the games left for the top 10 games of this year are Alan Wake 2, Astrobot, Clair Obscur, Dark Souls, Death Stranding, Despelote, Evil Within, Jusant, Monster Hunter Wilds, RE4 Remake, Witcher 3. Never mind. There's one more pick until 11. I'm one behind. I was one behind. I have to re-pick an 11th game of the year. Hate to do it. I actually hate to do this. It's Monster Hunter Wilds. MH Wilds, like I'd be liking Monster Hunter, and it's definitely one I played a lot. Probably I played the most of. I'm just stuck in like a weird moment where I beat the main game, but I haven't beat the post game. But I can't do like the arena special quest, and I just have to grind a gear. I'm just in the super grind portion of it, and that's usually where I tend to fall off. Like, I feel like I'm just waiting for the DLC for Wilds now, after a while, to come back to it and play it a ton. Like, that's how I feel with it. And it was very good when I played it, but it kind of came out early in the year, and sadly it kind of got lost in the shuffle. But that's my number 11 game of the year. This thing is still goated. Can't go wrong playing Monster Hunter. Can't go wrong with Monster Hunter. Alright. Okay. So now we have top 10 games of the year. Could be from these games. I'm going to say them in alphabetical order. Alan Wake 2, Astrobot, Clair Obscur, Dark Souls, Death Stranding, Despelote, Evil Within, Jusant, Resident Evil 4, Witcher 3. Number 10, I'm going to go Jusant. This is a nice little indie game where you climb a mountain, but the climbing in it takes the most fun part of the sport, which is moving up and down, and makes it absolutely frictionless, so you can speed climb this game, and if you put on the right music, you can go so fast through this. And like climbing games, like, you know, the whole metaphor of climbing a mountain, you know, I'm sure when whoever plays this are going to think about something like that mountain they're climbing or anything, and it just translates to just a very simple, very pleasant experience. I would just play this at night before I go to bed in my room in the summertime with the windows open and just chill out to some music. God, feels like so long ago from now. Drop my pen. All right. Next. Yeah, I can already see the end of this list. Next, we're going Witcher 3. Witcher 3, like, so good until that third act. That third act is kind of messy, but my god, everything that's been said can be said about this game. I didn't even think I'd like it, but oh, I had such a great time with this game last year. Like, this game just soothed my soul. The big open world, the big blue skies, the quests, the world, like, it was just everything you'd want out of an open world game, which is just like this comfort and this environment of comfort and fun and thrill and beauty. And the story was pretty good. I didn't really care too much for it, but man, um, just the gameplay and the role playing of being a Witcher is what video games are all about. Like, that world, man. Cannot get enough of that world. Combat's pretty bad. Yeah, combat is pretty bad though. Next up, is Astrobot. I was depressed as hell when I played this game, and it was the only thing that cheered me up. Cute, fun platformer. Like, I really don't have more to say about it. It's Astrobot. Like, if you've seen it, you kind of know what's up. It's kind of simple, and it's kind of sad. It's a lot of Sony mascots that they don't make games for. So I don't really know what it's celebrating. That's kind of the weird, it's like kind of the weird juxtaposition of Astrobot. So I was trying to celebrate Sony, but most of these franchises are dead, or not loved anymore, don't get games, or their studios are shut down. So, yeah. There's like a word I'm looking for that I can't think of. But yeah, it's Astrobot, it's a platformer. If you like platformers, you'll love it. I loved it. Next up, RE4 remake. My first Resident Evil, what a goddamn thrill ride. Studied abroad in Spain, so being back there, in the castles and everything was just so nice, so beautiful. Like, yeah, they really nailed the, like, mise en scene of everything with, like, the Spanishness of it all in the castle, and goddamn is that combat incredible. RE9, I cannot wait to play it. I think it comes out in like a week from today. I am so excited. I know it's my first Resident Evil and it was fun, and it was like basic, but it wasn't, and you could really get into it, but it was never like scary, but it was like action. So I don't know. It was a good mix, kind of like watching like a Final Destination movie, like scary, but actiony, and um, yeah, RE4, RE4 remake, goated. There's some, you know, I'm not here to have the video game remake discussion. This is the GOTY list. Um, if we want to get into remakes, this one kind of is the one that toes the thinnest line between, like, is it a new game or is it a remake? I feel like this game has established the baseline to where, okay, if it's anything changed above how much the RE4 remake changed things, and it's basically a new game. This is the closest they could have gotten before making a new game. Which is weird that they wanted to go that far, but it worked out. So, next game, all we have left now are Alan Wake 2, Clair Obscur, Dark Souls, Death Stranding, Despelote, The Evil Within. I gotta cut The Evil Within. Okay. If you haven't played The Evil Within, it is genuinely the most fucked up imagery I've seen in a video game. Just walls of guts, blood everywhere, iron, barbed wire, steel, psychic powers, asylums, organs, like faces chopped in half, and you have to move. They're twitchy. Like the brain sensors to get the face to twitch to solve puzzles. It was gross. I had to play it on easy because it was too difficult, and it was so good. I haven't played the sequel yet. I heard the sequel's even better, but honestly, this one was so special because it's a kind of horror, kind of grossness that, like, you can only get in video games. You could never do a movie with this. Like, it has set pieces, it has, like, everything. The pacing's weird, but if you just go for it, if you just let it rip, dude, this game fucking rocks. This game rocks, dude. Like, it is such a rip. Just put that thing in a bong and smoke it, and oh my god. It was just so fun. It was just so fun. Has genuinely the best first chapter of any video game I've ever played. Alright, 5 left. Big 5 right now. Despelote, Death Stranding, Dark Souls, Clair Obscur, Alan Wake 2. Alan Wake 2. And at my number 5 spot, I'm gonna put Death Stranding. This game took years for me to get around to. I remember I tried to play it in college, bounced off it. Twice I tried to play it in college and bounced off it. And what really changed this time was I just put it in gear. I said I'm not playing anything else. And once I got that, I started to see it better. I just had to be doing nothing. You know, some things you're not ready for when you get them. I had to play a lot more games to get ready for Death Stranding, but same with 2. I still haven't played 2 yet. I have it, but I'm like waiting to play it. But I love this game and what it said about human connection and how that connection is fostered between like the things we create and the things we give for ourselves. Like most of the stuff you're shipping in Death Stranding is like DVDs, movies, ceramics, art equipment, like medicines, lab equipment for like biologists. Like it is all the objects of human talent that are what are gonna save us. It's not, you know, like who controls the country, the power structures, like for humanity to survive. It is like the talents we nurture, the gifts we have that bring us together and bring that connection. That, you know, Sam Porter and that Death Stranding is talking about, the unknown connection between people that we all feel, that is most experienced through art, and that is felt most deeply when we, through art and also through other people. Like, Death Stranding made me think of so much of working on a film set. Like, you're transporting all this equipment, you're being put in harnesses, you look crazy, and you just gotta carry it over, set it up, work with it, deliver the equipment, and then, yeah, at least aesthetically, it's like a film set. Like, the boxes and everything, and the carriers and, like, the gear kind of looks like a Steadicam vest. But I quite enjoyed Death Stranding and what it had to say. I know it's just fun. It's a classic. It's a modern classic for video games. Like, And I've really enjoyed that whale boss fight towards the end. That was like the cherry on top for that game. Really enjoyed that. Alrighty. Despelote, Dark Souls, Clair Obscur, Alan Wake 2. This next game is my baby. Like, it really is my baby. But I gotta cut it. I'm cutting Despelote. This is a little indie game where you play as a child during a month stretch where the Ecuador national team was going to the World Cup. And it is such an achievement in personal narrative game design, but it is beautiful. Like, I wrote more about it on my Medium account if you want to read that. I've read some really good writings on it, but this game is like a true lesson in how video games, even more so than movies, can put us in a time and place through the sound, environment, design, and writing. What really got me was the talking the game about this movie, like Retas Soteros, Retatus something. The way it brought that into the narrative of the game to create a full picture of, okay, you have the child character, here's how you get the first person perspective of him seeing the town change in regards to this bowl, but then through the side characters like your parents and the other townspeople, you get to see how the World Cup is kind of changing them and make them think, and then at the very end, you get to see how it did change the town in real life, and it is just a rip. Like, take that game, put it in a dab rig and smoke it. Like, that game will really change your life, in my opinion. It really makes you think. Luke Oziak on Medium if you want to hear more of my thoughts on it. Alright. Top 3. Alan Wake 2, Dark Souls, Clair Obscur. See a Clair Obscur. I mean, I felt I had a transformative experience playing this. I was inspired. Everyone else was inspired. I don't have much to say. It's Clair Obscur. It's a modern classic. It's just so inspiring. Like, a group of small artists made that. That I think is the bigger message than even like the message told in the game and the game's narrative. Like, the narrative of them making that studio, of them putting out this game, and the success they've gotten, that will deeply affect. I think that deeply affected me more than almost anything in the story. There was one boss fight in this game that was life-changing to me. But modern classic, Clair Obscur, soundtrack goated, won every award. New kid in town. All right, Dark Souls or Alan Wake 2. Oh no, 1 and 2. Yeah, we know what it's gonna be. Next game cut, Alan Wake 2. I think Alan Wake 2 is, someone said it, Tim Rogers said it, it's like a quadruple A game, but it really is. The filmmaking, the editing, all combined with the gameplay. Like, this was the nuts story Remedy's like not always wanted to do, but my god, I was not. Like, playing the Remedy games, bro, you're not ready for Alan Wake 2. I'm a bit wordless right now to talk about what I like because it's mainly just the script that I really enjoy, but the environments look incredible. And gameplay's okay, but those graphics, oh my god, that acting, oh my god, that script, oh my god. If you really need a and play the Remedy series in order. If you need a series to binge, if you want to play Alan Wake 2, you gotta play Alan Wake 1, and then you have to play Control. Like, I'd say you have to. And then you can play Alan Wake 2. But honestly, I fought demons to this game. This game really made me think a lot about myself, like, as an artist. Same with Clair Obscur. Like, if you're an artist, if you have the artistic temperament, these games will really make you think about that and the horrors of that, and, you know, what comes when, like, life is lived that way, you know? So, they're kind of definitely the two most, like, big deal games I played this year, besides the number one. But Alan Wake 2 was just so cool, so good. Another modern classic, I'd say. Like, if we're talking on this list, there's like probably 4 modern classics. Yeah, Alan Wake 2, Clair Obscur, Witcher 3. I'd say all of those are easy modern classics. Now we have the most modern classic. Honestly, it's the freaking I don't know what book it is in the video game canon. I have to read more books to figure it out, but it's Dark Souls. I got sick for a whole week around this time last year. All I did was play Dark Souls 1. I was like, Luke, you have nothing to do. And I've been wanting to play this game since I was 18. I've literally tried 3 different times to play it. I was like, Luke, you beat Elden Ring. You beat Bloodborne. It's time to do Dark Souls. And you can beat it. You can honestly beat this game pretty quickly, even doing everything. It only took me 30-something hours, but like, once you played Elden Ring, you can steamroll this game. Oh my god, I just straight built the Zweihander, and all hands. I destroyed everything with that and some endurance. But yeah, another one of those games where what everyone says about Dark Souls is it is that good, and I don't think anything can beat it. Like, it might be the best game ever made. Like, truly. Once you play it, it's like, even more so than the other Souls games. Like, they are good, but playing Dark Souls is like, now playing it, it feels like, it's how I felt when I read Don Quixote. Like, you're playing this, like, foundational, uh, piece of art that has infected a medium but it's also by itself so entrenched in tropes of what is popular of this medium at the time, and it takes them all to such a degree where it all comes together to just create this, like, crystallization of the art of its medium in its purest form. Like, Don Quixote is the most book I've ever read, right? Dark Souls will always be the most video game ever, I think. I think as we go into, like, this age of gaming, what some would call the golden age of gaming we're entering right now, gaming kind of in its, like, 70s film era, with how many short games can get put out and how well independent games are doing. Dark Souls is like one of those, always gonna be one of those, like, centerpieces, and everyone's gonna have their own experience with it. And I think that's the best part about it, is that, you know, you finish this game, you feel like you did something, like you went there. That's why everyone loves these games, because when you play them, you do feel like you did something. But something about that design in Dark Souls 1, the way the bosses look, the way the world looks, the way the world connects, the weapons, the armor, like, the dark skies, like, and then Anne Orlando, bro, Anne Orlando, like, it's just like too classic. It's like it's like playing Coming Home. Like literally you play Dark Souls for that first time. If you've played a lot of video games like me, um yeah, it's Coming Home. Playing it just feels like how it should feel to always play a video game. It should be gross, it should be dark, it should be an RPG. You just be so like, what? You're just going around like, what? And it's hard, and I don't know. Remind me of Zelda a lot. I know it's what people said a lot, but like when I was a kid and I played Zelda Skyward Sword, how like creepy that game was to be as a kid, like, because it's something creepy about it. And like walking through the environment being so like scared of what could be next, even though it wasn't that scary. It's a great way to feel that again as an adult by playing Dark Souls. I'm glad I played Elden Ring and Bloodborne before it, because it let me like come back and see like more clearly what they were trying to do there. Seems I've lost my pen. It's in my pocket. Da 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 da. All right, bro, that was GOTY 2025. I'm gonna go through the list right now, bottom to top. So starting from the bottom, we got Sayonara Wild Hearts, Sonic X Shadow Generations, Milk Inside a Bag of Milk Inside a Bag of Milk, I'm Your Beast, Mouthwashing, Marvel Rivals, Bomb Rush Cyberpunk, Fly Night, Sword of the Sea, MH Wilds, Jusant, Witcher 3, Astrobot, RE4 Remake, Evil Within, Death Stranding, Despelote, Clair Obscur Expedition 33, Alan Wake 2, and then, out of all the games that came from the cold, the GOTY 2025, Dark Souls. And so, I always forget what the previous winners were in this matchup. I really do forget, but best games of all time, out of all the previous year winners, we're looking at Elden Ring 1, Xenoblade 3, I think, when it's here. I think that one it's here. This was Dark Souls. What won the GOTY last year? Or was it Disco Elysium 2022? I really don't know. And I don't have my phone on me, so I can't check. But I think Dark Souls is better than Elden Ring, Xenoblade 3, Disco Elysium. Dude, I'm gonna freak out when I find out what won the GOTY last year and I can't even remember it now. Fire Emblem? Fire Emblem Engage? I don't know. Anyway, I already have... Here's the final list if you want to look at it. That's it for me. I'm gonna go back to enjoying my Sunday and GOTY 2026 looking to be huge already, and I want all of y'all to just keep it P and stay gaming.